Okay, what we're going to look at now is how you can set up an integration with Testrail to pass execution results from Virtuoso to Testrail. Now to do this, you'll obviously need to have a Testrail instance and be an admin if you're going to set up the integration. So to do that, let's go into Testrail, and first we're going to go and click on Administration. Then we're going to go into Site Settings, and under the API, we're going to make sure that we've enabled the API in Testrail, which in this case we have. Okay, the next thing we need to do is create an API key that we're going to use. So if we go into our user profile and My Settings and API keys, then we can add a key. So we'll call this for our demo key in this case. We're going to generate the key, which I'm going to copy because I'm going to need to put that into Virtuoso. I'm then going to add the key, and then importantly I need to save the settings. So that now has successfully added my key, and I can use that in Virtuoso. So that's as much as I need to do initially in Testrail. The next thing I'm going to do is come to Virtuoso, and in my organization I'm going to go into the apps, and you do need to be a user profile that has access to be able to add apps. So I'm going to add apps, and you can see we've got our Testrail integration. If I click on the three dots, I can install the app. Now you do need to associate this with a Virtuoso member, and as for all integrations, we do recommend you set up a user especially for integrations. So I've picked my integration user, and I'm now going to install the app. And now I need to configure the app. So the first thing I'm going to do is put in my URL, and that is the URL of my Testrail instance. Then I need to put in the username, and that is the username that I log in with Testrail and that I created the API key for. And then I need to put in the API key that I created in Testrail just before. So now I can scroll down and I can set my synchronization options. So I can either do this automatically every time an execution completes, or I can choose to manually do this, and I'll show you how you can do that from within journeys. I'm going to set this to automatically execute. And then I can choose to either just send the high-level results, so did the journey pass or fail, or I could include all the checkpoint steps, so all the test steps into the execution results that are passed to Testrail as well. Now down here, this will generate, once I save this, we will generate some scripts that you can then add some custom UI buttons into Testrail. So from Testrail, you can execute or view the tests in Virtuoso. So if I save configuration, I just need to go back to the apps and then back into the app. And you can see here now we've generated some scripts. So I could copy these for an execute button and a view button. When I come into Testrail, I could then come in to administration, customizations, and UI scripts. And basically then I can add some scripts. So basically I could paste in, and we can see we've already done that here. So for example, I've just literally taken the script from Virtuoso, pasted it in. It already has a name assigned to it, so that when I save that, I can basically create an execute button and view in Testrail that will again execute the test in Virtuoso or view the test in Virtuoso. And that's as much as I need to do to be able to configure the Testrail integration. So now what I can do is come back to the organization. I need to make sure that when I go into a project that the user I set up is a member. In this case they are, and I've got them set to at least write access. This one's actually got manage. So now when I come in and if I pick here, I've got a goal expressions test plan, then I can see that's in my test project, and that's important because we will create a prefix in the tests in Testrail automatically with the project and then the goal name. Basically, when I then execute this journey, what I will see in Testrail is that those results will automatically be synced. So if we now go back into Testrail, we can see in our list we have the Virtuoso test project. And if we click into there, we can see that we have the run here, which was created and then closed. And we can see that that's the test run, and we're running a test case here. So for example, if I click into my test run, which was closed, I can see that that contains a test case here, which has passed. And if I actually click into that, then I can see, because I've shared the checkpoint steps, I can see the steps that were being run. I can see the comments, in this case, that it has passed. And what I can also do though, is come across into the test cases, see that test case. So the first journey, which I can click into, and you can see for that test case, I have the full details, including the checkpoint test steps, but also I have these custom buttons in the test cases where I can execute this from Testrail. And if I click on that, then it will execute that in Virtuoso. So if we go back across to Virtuoso, come into the project and the project activity, we can see that we have executed the test plan. But what we can also do is we can see that we can view this journey in Virtuoso. And by clicking on the view in Virtuoso, then it will open up Virtuoso for the journey and take us directly to the journey here. And note that also, while I've got this set to execute so that when it runs, it automatically pushes the results to Testrail. If I click on the three dots, I could also set this up so if I do it manually, I could choose to synchronize those results. And as you can see, I have done that. Going back into Testrail, we can see then if we come back to the dashboard and go into our test project, you can see that we've got a manual synchronization, which I've just run. And again, that gives me the test results, 100% pass, which I could drill into further and see that these are the steps run and it has passed. So that's how you can get up a working integration between Virtuoso and Testrail.